I had two munificent comms frigates, both with disposable capacitors and ion cannon batteries. I had Kraken on my flagship, obviously, with medical team and Tide of Progress to protect him. And my hard cells were both transports, one with Wat Tambor and Rune Hako, with projection experts, Comsnet, and Beast of Burden. The other was Foreman's Labor, and that one had munitions resupply, fighter coordination team, and flight commander. And wrapping up my fleet was 4 squadrons, General Grievous, Dis T-81, Horchal prototypes, and Flak Arfak prototypes, for a combined total of 394 points, with 4 activations and 6 deployments. Kenobi's flagship was the Implacable and Acclimator 2 class, with Clone Navigation Officer, Early Warning Systems, External Racks, and Swivel Mount Batteries. Supporting that was the Navuta B and Acclimator 1, with Flechette Torpedoes, Rapid Launch Bays, and Flight Controllers. Then there was 2 Counselors, one was the Armed Cruiser, the other was the Charger. The Armed Cruiser was the Swift Return with Clone Captain Zack, and the Charger was the Radiant 7 with munitions resupply. And then so he had 6 squadrons, Luminara, 2 V-19 turrets, and 3 Arc 170s, which he put on the rapid launch base. So ultimately he had 398 points with 4 activations and 5 deployments. With a 4-point bid, I chose first player, and Kenobi's objectives were opening Salvo, contest outpost, and Solar Corona. Frankly, I was kind of sick of playing contest outpost, otherwise I might have picked it though. I ended up with opening Salvo because I did have 4 fighting ships, which is equal to his. So I felt pretty good about it as a second choice really, but it changed the game a little bit in terms of mixing things up. So I was playing for fun here rather than just purely to win. And I have placed both my hard cells there at speed 2 with the squads kind of in the middle. And he has placed 2 of his squads on an obstacle there, both his torrents, and then I think only Swift Return there is at speed 3, the others are at speed 2. I place my Untitled Munificent down right where it's at, that blue one, and that is at speed 2. The gray Acclimator is the Navuta B, and that is the Implacable he's placing at the moment, which is speed 2 I believe, and then the Swift Returns the gray looking Counselor. So this gray Munificent is the Tide of Progress, and we start signing dials here. Ultimately, I'm feeling all pretty good about this deployment. I knew he'd try to overwhelm one of my flanks here, because I kind of let that happen with how I deployed. But ultimately, I just didn't want him picking off my I didn't really know exactly how I wanted to deploy, and ultimately these command dials I'm setting right now kind of screwed me over as well, as I didn't really need navs on the first turn, and that's kind of a theme I think you'll see here, is I just kind of had not the best dials picked out. But this is the first time I'm flying the Confederacy here. You can see how we were having some fun with the EWS token. I was trying to get it since this update at the time. The 1.5 cards have been added with all the Clone Wars stuff, but the mod hadn't been fully adjusted. So this is actually pretty much the last video you'll see with the mod in this state. Right now the mod is amazing compared to this video here. So, oh yeah, ultimately you place Luminara in the back of that grouping of squadrons. So just learning the new cards here. Honestly, still don't really know what they do. So I moved forward with the nav. Well, I took a token on the nav with the Tide of Progress, and now he's moved with this, Swift Return, that's what it's called. And he also took a nav token. And he's actually distance 2 of the obstacle that the squadrons are on, so he's able to trigger it. and he got himself in a pretty good spot there with a nice little double arc. But it's opening salvo, so it can be a little dangerous to jump ahead like that, and I think you'll find out why. So take a squadron token with my Beast of Burden. Make a mirroring, like a formational move here. I hand that comms net of that squadron token over to the what is it called? It is called the performance labor. I didn't, really handle my commands the greatest, but this one I was actually kind of I liked because I only really needed the one squadron this turn. Really looking to get. You'll see what I'll get. I reveal nav here with the frigate. He took a nav as well on the Navu B. So I take the token here, right? I'm already moving speed 2. I don't really need a token on anything. I think ultimately one of the lessons learned is I'll start deploying those munificents farther back, actually, I think. That way they're not, terribly encroached right away after moving speed 2, and the opposition moves speed 2. So create some issues. I think I'm going to use the depth of that deployment zone a little more. So I took the token. So far, 3 of my ships have tokens. 2 of them are the munificents have navs. The foreman's labor, which hasn't gone yet, received a squadron token. He activated the Radiant 7 there, which gave out munitions resupply to both the acclimators, and took a nav token itself. Then I reveal a nav, which took the dial. I have a flight commander on this ship here, so on the foreman's labor. So really what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to engage, start proccing Kraken right away. And moving up speed 3 was, my plan to do that. And then obviously I have flight commander, so I can activate squads. I can also fighter coordination team those squads up, and that's kind of what I did. I just scooched 2 of them up because that's the transport variant, and I spend the squadron token. And I move my good friends, I moved a little too far, so adjust the back. This is what I lovingly call Jaina's Try, because it can shoot obstructed shots unobstructed. So, and obviously the snipe is nice for long range. So Jaina's Try gets some damage in there on Luminara. I believe not much, but some. Implacable spends a nav dial to speed up, speed 3. So he's got EWS in the front right now. Stays there the entire game. I actually rather like EWS on the acclimators as they have, very, very large front hull zone. So, the thing is though, with this move though, he obstructed it, he kept himself obstructed behind the obstacle, so effectively EWS didn't matter. So it was actually more of it kinda, the obstacles were kind of like my EWS now, so that's good. So now we're in the squadron phase, moving stuff up, nothing too fancy here. Not sure what we're signaling here. I was just checking ranges here. So you can't attack. Oh, I know. I accidentally moved my 3rd squadron up. Obviously, you can't. Squadron phase. You can move 2 at a time. Alright, so there we go, move the 3rd one up. Just lift it up a little bit, there we go. And he just passed essentially on his squadron phase. So So this is where I'm not a fan of my turn. I kind of I really wish I put confires on. Well, obviously not for this. This was squadron. This whole turn 2 was just a huge blunder for me, and I was kind of playing, fighting my way back after it. So when I place the squad here, boop, goes down. It's actually unobstructed, and it's in distance 1. So Luminara gets her shot off, her counter off, and it was just silly of me. I thought I had enough distance, but clearly not. I don't know what I was thinking. Is clearly within distance 1. I don't do anything substantial to her, unfortunately. So this is with the squadron on. Gosh, I guess this would be Beast of Burden. So then I move in the AFLAC, as people call it, the FLAC RFOC prototypes. Now I'm making a. Oh no, sorry. This was with the Foreman's Labor. I apologize. This is the Foreman's Labor. So I move those up. I take a front to side shot there on the swift return. I procking the opening salvo dice and get some damage in, knock some tokens out. You know, flip them to the red side. Overlap my squadrons. I forgot I have fire coordination team here, so oops. But could have fixed that a little bit. You know, popped them to the other side of the transport. At the end of the day, not a terribly huge deal because I just had a squadron being queued up, I believe, on the Beast of Burden. So he starts hop. He activates the Navuta B with his squadron dial here. Not sure what's going on. Okay. Drops the big old dice. Takes some damage there. He's got flight controllers, which so those hurt extra, especially on top of the swarm. They're doing damage back, but it's obstructed due to Luminara. I think we forgot that. Oh no, it was the. He's attacking. Ultimately, he kills both of them this turn, unfortunately. This activation, some nutty rolls combined with just some terrible counters. Nothing happened. That was positive for me, at least. So losing those 2 squadrons right out the gate wasn't fun. They dealt like minimal damage in return. It was pretty brutal. So he attacks the side of the Foreman's Labor. Because it's the Foreman's Labor, it was able to pretty much bring that down to 1 damage, even with the opening salvo dice. It was only at medium range, which was helpful since obviously the Acclimators have Acclimator 1s rely more on their black dice armament. So now I have decided I'm rolling here with the Beast of Burden. The Beast of Burden's got a squadron dial here. I don't know what. Yeah. So moving up the squadrons a little more tactically. I lead with Forge Hull prototypes. Again, this whole squadron phase, or all the squadrons this turn, I really just brain farted with. Then Grievous rolls in, attack the Torrent. I think I take it out. Stripped away. No, not this turn. Now I shoot the using front to side once more with the opening salvo dice. I have Kraken now after that one squad moved, or after that one ship moved up. So I'm able to put some mad damage onto him with that. Really hurt those tokens. Salvo, I get Thruster Fissure as a critical effect here, or a critical card from the face up, which is pretty nice. And then, because I accuracy contains, that way he had to either burn his redirects or, you know, his evade. And he ultimately burnt the redirect. I'm not sure why. Maybe he thought Kenobi procced or something. Exhausted ones. I don't remember. This game was fun forever ago. I'm just really slow. I ran my own ship here. A lot of ramming this game. It tends to be our style. So now he's activating Swift Return. He's got a Confire dial. He's got Clone Captain Zach. A lot of good things can happen for him from this attack here. So, yeah, ultimately he's adding in his Concentrate Fire die rolls. There's the token. Yeah, so we're playing pretty casual here. Mainly just getting practice with the cards and the ships. So, you know, he did his Confire token late, right? So he does a decent amount of damage to the beast, or to the Foreman's Labor. Ultimately, I redirect it so that way I don't take any to the hull, which might have been not the greatest decision because Foreman's Labor is pretty nice when you have shields. But it doesn't matter too much because he pokes the side down 2 against the Tide of Progress, but it was only for 1 damage, and Salvo plinked him back for 1 in return, so yeah. There it is. Oh, Horch Hall did 1 damage, I think. That might have been the accuracy. I don't know. But Horch Hall triggered, which was pretty fun, because he didn't realize it was off ships. That's why I placed Horch Hall there. Zap in the side of that bad boy with that. Gets me the opening salvo. And ultimately I take it out, so it's not even pestering me anymore. I'm just down to 3 ships already after round, not halfway through round 2 for the Republic. But that's where my good fortune with the dice end, really. So I plink some damage on through an obstructed attack. I use my Confire token. I got from What's Its Nuts, Foreman's Labor earlier in the game to reroll the 1 red, and I got 2 damage, which he just braced down. Redirected it, sorry. Just moved the plink from one side to the other. He activates that guy. He just slides in there with the nav dial. Pretty good move from a long-term perspective. Also, I'll let him do what he wanted to do with these acclimators. So now I'm making a front, attacking the Navuta Bees, front or side, one of the 2. With he takes some damage with Implacable. Does some salvo back, whatever. I think I just take it or something, and I just shoot the side. There, it's obstructed no matter what. Doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm looking at it so hard. Oh, having it be obstructed is better for me because then he shoots back obstructed with his Salvo there. So I slow down to speed 1 here. I did the same with the Tide of Progress, but so after round 2 here, both of my ships, both my Munificents are at speed 1. Ultimately, I kind of set up like this quadra arc, right? I'm double arcing both ships at the end. There's not a whole lot you can do with the Acclimator to get out of that double arc on the Implacable, but on the Swift or on the Navuta B, it's fine, right? So he's double arc there. Well, that's the thing though. Like if I gotta be able to do something against the Navuta B to kill it, but it's still got those front shields, still has the whatever, and you know, all its defense tokens really. So I didn't really feel terribly confident taking out next turn. So he goes with that ship and shoots the obstructed attack through the asteroid. With a Confire dial, and he only gets 4 damage with no accuracies, so I braced it down to 2 and redirected, and I plinked it back with Salvo for 1, even though with the obstruction, and then he goes for a ram here. Nice move, because it pulls his EWS out in front of the debris field. He didn't even like mean to do that, but it was actually awesome. It's kind of his catchphrase. It's either excellently awesome or almost awesome. And it's only almost awesome when he intends to be awesome. So that's how it works for him. No, it was actually a really good play. Really good vision from him to see to set that up and you know, continue with his flanking maneuver there. Make sure that the Navuta B didn't get too separated from the Implacable. So dealing out that ram damage there, and then I think all our squads activated, so we're moving on to the next round here. So like I said, losing those 2 squads really hurt me in squad game, so they couldn't even put Grievous with the arcs, right? That's kind of like where he'd like to be. And let those other 3 squads 3v3, so that way I can protect my ships from the bombers that are coming in. So I activate the Foreman's Labor. I got a squadron on it. You know, I just don't want it to die. Not sure if it was the right move here, but just get squadrons, get Grievous going. You know, didn't matter. Maybe your repair would have been better. Maybe concentrate fire. I don't know. I'm not really sure what I would have done. Probably wouldn't have flown this like how I did this time. I think I should have done like speed 1 and then speed 2. Especially knowing that he's going to be a little more aggressive with those acclimators than I'm used to. Because I mean, I was imagining victories in my head. So anyways, he reveals a squadron token there after I plink him for like 1 damage, which he moves or reduces or something. I think he just took it. But Horchal killed a Torrent that turn, and so anyways, this guy's dropping squadrons with the squad command. Nukes my front shield with these attacks here, right? Not a fun time. Getting slammed by the bomb boys. He has no dice fixing on his acclimators too, so I'm feeling fairly confident taking these. No worries. He's also getting some accuracies. I think he's blocking the redirects if I recall, which is a little annoying. I mean, yeah, I could salvo them, but they're arc 170s. They have 7 to hull. I'm not gonna do any real damage. Any real damage to those big boys. So I do salvo back his side attack here. Did it do anything good? Just take 2 damage. I braced it down. I braced the side attack down. And front shot here ends up doing some big damage as well. Ended up getting thruster control malfunction, which isn't a huge deal, because I'm going speed 1, I'm kind of caught in this ram, and he moves on the double arc, which makes sense, right? But still, he's not on the greatest limbs, so this was kind of a silly move here by me. I went with the Beast of Burden here, thinking, hey, I have Wat Tambor, I have the repair, I can refresh the brace, life will be good, but life was not good. I should have just went for it and made things happen here. Yeah, ultimately, I think maybe taking a Confire, maybe repair dial or something, turn 1, or sorry, the token, turn 1, and boosting those up. Also notice I didn't get a whole lot of work out of disposable capacitors or ion cannon batteries. I should have procced disposable capacitors on one of my earlier attacks, round 2, with the plain munificent. Don't really know what a good time was for the Tide of Progress. Maybe I should have separated them out a little bit more. Just create that space, right? Try to lure them in more into a pincer, or something. No way I didn't even have to need to slow down. I can just stay at speed 2. I don't know. Not even sure if I'll take disposable capacitors again. I think I'm going to take auxiliary shield teams actually, because like I said, speed 1 you don't need that nav too much, or sorry, speed 2 you don't need that nav too much on turn 1. So you can always just pop that repair open. You can make the most advantage of the 4 engineering. So the Beast of Burden rams after dealing minimal damage to the frickin' Navuta B. I think Implacable also sucks some damage up. It also refreshed the brace and moved some shields from the right side of the Tide of Progress to the front side of the Blank Munificent, Titleless Munificent. And the Salvo does more damage ultimately than my actual attacks did. Salvo from the Navuta B, which was really frustrating and sad. But yeah, you know, I got kind of played with bad dice the second and third rounds here. I only had the one good attack on the swift return. Honestly, that was just throwing red dice. But so he rolls a big attack here. He's got the accuracy he needs to just take out the Munificent here, which is like I said, frustrating. Especially, yeah, really, I should have rolled those disposable capacitors on the first attack. But you know, it happens. It happens. Things don't go according to plan. You know, your opponent lost Farsu, outplays you. It happens. So takes out my Munificent here before it can activate. Unfortunately, always sad time. And he's going speed 2 here. But he had a nav token or use clone navigation officer. I don't know what, but again, it's not a huge deal because we did it in real time when we caught something like that. Okay, so now I'm trying to finish off the Navuta B here. Deals 3 with the crit to the side, but it gets braced onto 2, and structural damage. Move the hull down to 2. With the Confire. What what's frustrating here, like I said, is I didn't kill it. Or I didn't kill it, right? I mean, it's to be expected roughly, you know. The bee lives, right? Like it was at full shields, or it was almost at full shields, you know, because I focused fire on the swift return, and it still has 7 hull to chew through with a brace, right? So I didn't have any of that. Now I do. It's got some good damage on it. I think what, 4 or 3? Doesn't matter. He shoots the side arc there, the one I took shields from, because I forgot about opening a salvo at this point. On the charger does some mad damage to the shield. He just dodges the arc there, or the obstacle there, which was unfortunate for me. Nice to see maybe a crit reduced dice output or something, because ultimately that Tide of Progress really tanks a lot. You'll see here it took a much longer to kill the Tide of Progress than to kill the Nameless Munificent. So Squadron phase comes up, we're just doing damage. He tries to protect the Torrent though. Oh sorry, he rolled an attack against Horchall. That's what it was. Ultimately, that attack was kind of worthless. Horchall and Grievous survive in the end. Spoiler alert. He kept his acclimator, or his Arc 170s focused on ships rather than squads. So now setting those dials up for the next turn. And this is going to be the peak frustration here. After this, my dice kind of return to normal. You'll see why it was so frustrating. So the thing's at 3 hull, right? I revealed a Confire, and I blanked out on 2 of the dice after Kraken. Right. And then 2 more on the same next. Implacable plus brace, you know, whatnot, helps keep it stay alive, so I have to ram it to kill it. Which is really neat. So again, if I had used these decaps, yeah, it would have killed it. So ultimately, I should have procced the decaps when I had a chance. I was just saving them for a rainy day, I guess. I don't know. I didn't even really get good use out of the ion cannon batteries, which is, like I said, I'll probably just switch to Link Turbo Laser Towers to let those do rerolls, and maybe auxiliary shield teams. I don't know. Quad battery turrets also make sense to me. So maybe you'll do that, and the 3, and then I'll stay for, I'll keep those bad boys heckin' cheap. So, modern command with the Radiant 7 to actually bring Arc 170 up. I thought that was actually a pretty good play. Then we had a little technical difficulties here with Tabletop Simulator. But we got everything back rolling. He shoots my side arc again. I don't take too much damage here. Well, I took 2 on the hull face down. That's pretty much it. That's the. I had to discard, or I had to tap Tide of Progress to discard the 1 from the bomber. Actually, it was pretty fun. So it's a fun combination there, Tide of Progress and medical team. So. Oh, I guess, yeah, I'll put that on one of the ships, but that's the other thing. I'll put Tide of Progress on the ship that's actually tanking damage first, so that way it just survives, you know, it gives it that 1 extra hull for 3 points, right? And, yeah, so I do some healing shenanigans with the Beast of Burden, and then park in the middle to make it obstruct, offer it up as a juicier target, you know. Do something there to maybe make it look better. But the Implacable, Confires, and shoots. And it strips the side shields. It shot those side shields there on the far side from where the Radiant 7 shot. So now I'm just left with front shields. But it took a plinking from Salvo in return. This one had a nav, the Foreman's Laver. You said nav. Get a shield stripped from the Wat Tambor play, so that way I could move it to the Tide of Progress. slow down the speed 2, took a hull damage back, or refreshed the hull. Again, it didn't really matter, it was out of the game at that point. Squadron time, I clean up the remaining squads there. Luminar dies, the Torrent dies. But I don't get a move, unfortunately. They were blocking both Grievous and Vorch all down. So, moving into turn 5 here. Activate Beast of Burden with repair, and do some shield shenaniganery for the final time. Make an attack against the side arc there. It gets a pretty good crit where he can't spend exhausted defense tokens, I believe. Yep, faulty countermeasure. And then Salvo planks it back for 1, but I still had that last remaining shield on the Beast of Burden. I try to make a side attack and then I realize, oh crap, I don't have the ability to because of EWS, so I make a side attack against the Charger. It doesn't really matter. He evades it. It doesn't matter. The Charger won't take enough damage this game to die. He goes with the Charger again next. Actually, this kind of shocked me. You know, I just would have killed my 2 ships with the thing, but it's whatever. So he goes with the Rating 7 next. It took him a while to decide what he wanted to do. There it goes. He's got Squadron once more. He picks the Squadron up, throws it off to the corner to shoot the side. Just trying to deal straight hull damage. A redirect, doesn't matter. Take it to move it to the front. Because I know at this point, I just pretty much got to kill or be killed. He's gonna ram anyways, so it's not like I'm even gonna move out of dice range. So pretty much just hope I could survive. Ultimately, though, he strips all my shields. Does enough damage on this attack to take me down to 1 hull, even after brace. Boop, boop, rams me. Game over. It's a good game. We call it because I'm already done activating, really. And he's still ahead. Yep. Thanks for watching. Upcoming, I have some Vassal World Cup 2021 videos, or battle recaps here, quick caps. So check those out, and please do like and subscribe. Thank you very much.